is Lucia and this is the GreenOlive cooking channel. How many of you wish you had the time to prepare a gourmet meal, but because of your busy lifestyle, you don't have the opportunity to do that? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a gourmet meal with very little time that's going to wow your taste buds. But just a quick reminder, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit this button to subscribe to the GreenOlive cooking channel and give this video a thumbs up if you like delicious, quick and easy meals. Pronti? Allora andiamo a cucinare. Cacciatore is a very classic Italian dish, and let's go over all the ingredients that we're going to need for today's menu. So what you'll need for this recipe are 1 pound of mushrooms, 6 to 8 chicken thighs, 1 large bell pepper and 1 large onion, both diced, 1 large fennel sliced, 3 cloves of garlic minced, and a tablespoon each of fresh rosemary and fresh thyme chopped, 1 cup of liquid of your choice. I'm using bone broth, but you could use regular chicken broth, water, or wine, and 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. You'll also need salt and pepper for seasoning. We're going to salt and pepper our chicken. Now in cacciatore, there are 2 meats that are traditionally used, either chicken or rabbit, because that is what the hunters would hunt for when they were out in the forest. We want to put some olive oil in our sauté pan, enough to cover the bottom. Now we're going to place our chicken in our sauté pan and try to get them all in here, and we're just going to kind of sear the outside. We're going to be pulling them out and sautéing our other vegetables before we return to this pan. Now cacciatore in Italian actually means hunter. This is a very famous dish for the hunters when they would go out and hunt in the forest. So traditionally, that's why it's either chicken or rabbit. Mushrooms is another really popular item that goes in this, because they would forage for the mushrooms when they were out in the forest. And that's why you'll always find cacciatore with mushrooms and a meat, either the chicken or the rabbit. So we're just going to saute this one side, flip over, saute on the other, and put it back on our pan while we get all these other vegetables ready. Now I'm going to get ready to flip my chicken, but before I do, I just want to salt and pepper this side since I didn't salt and pepper it earlier. And now I will just flip all my pieces over. So now we are going to be taking all of our chicken off and setting it aside. Don't worry about your pan being all brown like this, because we are going to deglaze it, and there's a lot of good flavor in there. So at this point, I'm going to add my garlic, my onions, and my bell peppers. And just saute those for a few minutes. And I'm also going to add just a little bit of my broth in here, just to kind of help with the deglazing. Now we can see that the pan has completely deglazed, and I'm going to now add my mushrooms. Now the mushrooms and the bell peppers and onions, you can add pretty much however much you like. I like mushrooms, so I tend to go a little heavier, but if you're not a huge mushroom fan, you could just do a half a pound instead of a full pound like I did. And we just want to saute these for a few minutes. I'm also going to add my thyme and my rosemary. And the other thing I want to do is I want to add my tomato paste, and I'm just going to add it right here and just kind of cook it up just a little bit. And this tomato paste is going to give it a nice earthy flavor too. And the other thing you can add to this, if you like that earthy flavor, is you can add bay leaves, you can even add sage, as well as the other spices or herbs that we've added in here. Now I'm going to add the rest of my broth. Now if you like your stew to be a little bit more brothy, you can add more than the 1 cup that's required. you can add a cup and a half or 2 cups. If you were to eat this dish in northern Italy, they would add white wine, because white wine is what they tend to use. The southern Italy is what uses the red wine, so you can always tell if your cacciatore is a northern version or a southern version based on either the white wine or the red wine. But we're just using stock today, and that's fine. Or we could use a combination. And so now I'm going to take my chicken and place it on top of everything. This is a great dish if you want to also place it in a crock pot. Just do your meat early, or fry it up how we did in the beginning. In the crock pot, go ahead and layer your onions and your bell peppers and your mushrooms, put the meat on top, and you can just let it sit for 6 hours or 8 hours, however much time is needed for your crock pot. And then we've got all this great juice that was left on our plate. We want to get all that in there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this. You can either cover it, leave it on the oven, put it in the oven for 300 degrees for 20, 40 minutes, even an hour if you want, or you can just keep it on the stove and let it cook anywhere from 20 minutes to 40 minutes on real low. But it's pretty much done at this point. We should just give it about 20 minutes to finalize in the cooking process, and then we can get ready to serve it. Some of you might not be too familiar with cooking with fennel, but this is very popular in Italian cooking. So what you do is you just cut the tops off and you have your bottom piece. And I usually just take the first 2 side pieces off. And what we do here at this point, we just slice in half. And I usually put it on its side, and then I will just slice this way. And fennel, if you've never tried it, it's very delicious, very tender, texture almost like celery, crunchy, but it has a licorice flavor to it. It's very popular at Christmas time, as a matter of fact. We always have fennel Christmas Eve on the table. It counts as one of our 13 dishes when we do our Christmas celebration. And we usually eat it after dinner. It helps kind of with digestion. So it's really good raw, or you can eat it cooked. I will say that when you eat it raw, you do taste the licorice flavor, but when you cook it, it doesn't have a licorice flavor to it. Then you've got these fronds, and you don't throw the fronds away. As a matter of fact, you can actually use them for garnish. Now these fronds, you don't want to cook in them or cook with them. They don't uphold well to long cooking time, but they're great if you cut them off and you just chop them up and just sprinkle them on your dish for garnish, like you would parsley or something like that. So that's what you can use the fronds for, is save for that. And these are now going to go into our dish of our chicken cacciatore. So now we have our beautiful chicken cacciatore that's been slowly cooking in the oven. And so I have some rice that I have made earlier, and now I'm going to take my chicken and get all those beautiful juices and the mushrooms. We can garnish with those fronds that I talked about earlier, and also add some beautiful lemon. A lot of times citrus is added to meats in Italy. Now we have this beautiful chicken cacciatore with a side of risotto. I'd love to know in the comments below, what is your favorite way to eat your chicken stew? I've also linked a few other videos that I think you might be interested in. And if you'd like the recipe or more information about GreenOlive, please feel free to visit the website at greenolivecook.us. And there's a button down there to let me know that you care, so go ahead and click this button if you liked my video. And also, please go ahead and subscribe so that you get more of my traditional Italian dishes. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao, ci vediamo dopo.